we have a very interesting question. I think this aspect which we had not touched at all. Uh, in terms of startups and what's the kind of the challenge which the startups are facing, the money is drying down the market. I think the resilience in some of them was lower. Well, rightly, one would expect. And what would and the question, as it says, the panelists are very optimistic for rapid recovery. What happens to the plight of the startup ecosystem? At least I'll have a very quick take and then invite anyone from the panel who wants to say something. See, what at least one of my analysis of the pandemic was what it did was any challenge or risk which existed uh, in the pre-pandemic days suddenly got magnified hundreds of thousands of times. So things which could have gone wrong at some point in time because there was an equilibrium, there was a risk which existed, all of those came by. So something which could have happened 5 years later, 10 years later, everything got tested in a very short period of time. So I think that's the unfortunate part on this. Uh, yeah, I think it is a real challenge to that extent, especially around startups who were uh, in sectors which have got very badly impacted. We've also the travel trade type startups have got very severely impacted. Although I've started to see in sectors where there's interest, the startups continue to get funded, new startups continue to get funded, especially, say, for instance, healthcare. I think the number of startups I see are coming up in a very big way. Financial inclusion, the whole digital payment space, I think the numbers which are coming around there are only growing, and the lending may not have stopped there. Yes, some of the delivery, food delivery, and some of those have had to reinvent themselves. Many of them have moved to a more as a grocery delivery type something. So yes, there is a churn there happening, which may have taken 3 years, is happening in 3 months. So I don't know if any of you have anything to add. And thereafter, Deepak, I don't know how are we doing on time. So is it time to wrap up and hand it back to you, or we have more time?
You have about another 15-20 minutes more to go, Neil. So we all enjoy the conversation. It's coming out beautifully. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, back to you, anyone in the panel, including you, Deepak, if you had any views on.
No, I think on startups, if I were a startup person today, I would really need to relook at my business model. I really need to look at the capital that I'm carrying. I really need to look in what stage of evolution is my organization, right? Because as you rightly said, what this has really done is to ensure that any inefficiency which is there in the system will not be tolerated. So the cost of investment towards building or something of scale, which then becomes viable, that particular journey, if you are caught on the wrong end of that particular journey, then obviously you will go through stress. But my sincere advice to people like that would be, you need to reassess the capital that you have. You should not really sort of worry too much about valuations right now. Get money, because money is the most important thing, which will ensure that you survive. Growth, valuation, and all that will come after you survive.
If I may add to what Manoj said, I've been pretty active in this space, Neil, with more than around 12 investments. So I think the couple of trends which I've personally been observing over the last 2 or 3 months, I think there is definitely some degree of the survival of the fittest is definitely going to happen. Gone are the old days with the frothy valuation of, you start a startup and within a matter of, 12, 15 months, you get to a unicorn and 1 billion plus valuation. I think those are the days which are, it's for them, for that sort of scenario, this is a difficult situation. However, I think the quality startups, they have shown a lot of resilience. And to give you a couple of examples for a couple of my portfolio companies who are into the sports, how beautifully they transitioned from traditional, the swimming and badminton kind of facilities. They started collaboration with the societies for the yoga classes. And in terms of their revenue, within a matter of, the 3 or 4 months, they're back to, let's say, the the earlier the revenue scenario. So they have shown the good startups which are run by strong founding teams. They have shown a lot of resilience. Now, in terms of the fundraising, the good startups are not struggling with in terms of the raising money at all. And I have seen a lot of startups with the moment they present to the investors, within matter of few minutes, they get the funding that they are looking for. So there is enough money for the strong ideas backed by the good founding teams. But however, I think not each and every startup will get the money in the current scenario, as Manoj said. That's where the filtration is going to be higher. But I think as a if you are convinced about your idea and if you show the resilience, again, I think making the same point again, I think you will get money. You will not. You may have difficulties in the short run, have difficulties in the mid to long run.
Thanks, Amjad. I think that's a very important point you made. If you have the business model intact, or if you are able to innovate the business model, in fact, money available is far more than it ever was.
Absolutely.
Every person who's got money, whether at the private equity end, to a venture capitalist, to whatever end, or to a large bank, or to an HNI investor, which Anuj very aptly explained he was. So what comes out is everybody's got far more money because of what RBI and all the global ecosystems are doing. If you are able to, if I was a startup, if I was able to make sure that I was riding the wave of innovation, and I think one of the things that you said is if you don't change fast enough, you'll be dead in a startup anyway. So if you've changed to that, it will solve for